The Lisa LaFlamme story is still going, well over a week since she was unceremoniously tanked out by the suits at CTV. Howard Levitt is a preeminent employment lawyer in Canada. He joins me right now because I want to put the question to you, Howard. Sure. There have been lots of snippets of evidence as to why she was fired, but one that's been uncontroverted is that some sue said, who said she could go gray? Can you get fired for allowing your hair to go gray during COVID?
The thing is, going gray is equivalent to being older. And that's called age discrimination. I know you know this, but that's a human rights violation. It's a direct violation of the Human Rights Code, allowing her to get her job back. Not just back pay, not just wrongful dismissal damages, it's better than that. Or sue for wrongful dismissal, get the extra amount of money from human rights issues.
So help me then with the two different issues. Help our audience with it. One is wrongful dismissal. Sure. But then there's the other matter, which is she got fired for a human rights issue.
Which gives additional money for that, the potential of getting her job back, and also punitive damages, damage from mental distress. Once you get into human rights issues, Stephen, the world opens up in terms of what you could be suing for.
And if she had some sort of payout, we don't know about that, but she had some sort of payout, and then later on said, well, I want to go after human rights, the release, does it cover that?
If it covers it, it covers it. There's a case recently where it did not say human rights, and the person went back and sued under human rights, and they said, well, the release didn't cover it.
It depends on the fine.
I think they're not that stupid to not put that in the release, but you never know. They were stupid about enough of these other things with his firing.
I know. It just seems like you've seen the worst cases of firing in Canada, throughout Canada, for years and years and years. You're an experienced lawyer. Have you seen anything like this in your experience?
Look, my imagination's endlessly elastic. My experience is endlessly elastic, and the answer is I have.
Really?
I have, sure.
That's just not as public as this.
Correct. The whole country is enraged at how she was treated. That's why it's so public. But look, it happens a lot privately. People make idiotic decisions all the time that result in dismissals that are more bizarre even than this one.
So is this one, you talked about the press, and you're absolutely right. It's just because she had over 1 million viewers every night, so people are outraged by it. So does that exacerbate the fault, if you will, of the suits at CTV, that they made it so public and they did it with such a public figure?
You'd think when your audience, and therefore your rating, therefore your advertising, is a function primarily of her more than any other single person in the whole network and all of Bell Media, you'd be really careful about how you'd handle such what would be obviously a gingerly termination. They weren't. So yes, it's outrageous and it's incomprehensible how they couldn't have crisis managed this a whole lot better than they did.
Howard Levitt, clearly they did have employment lawyers on staff on this one. Thank you very much. 3 minutes. Please stay tuned to keep informed about the latest policy issues. We all need to sharpen our game, because if we don't, we could end up with another Justin Trudeau government, and we don't want that. So please subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you can, PayPal, because that guy behind there, he wants to get paid. He does a very good job.